8:40 a.m. local time here in Belgium, and 23 junior Rotax drivers go on to their first of 2 laps, a sighting and then a formation. Your lineup is as follows. On pole position from JJ Racing, representing Belgium, will be the 274 of Kai Gielert. Will McIntyre from Sodi Vitesse, representing Great Britain, will line up alongside him on the front row. Then it is the Czech Republic's Eliska Babikova and Lukas Schoenmakers from the Netherlands. That's row 2. Tim Gerhards from the Netherlands and Marcus Lutzio from Great Britain round out the top 3 rows, with Thomas Martins from Belgium, Varin Mega from Germany, Colin van Lammeren from the Netherlands, and Petra Babikova from the Czech Republic rounding out the top 10. Valentin Klus and Bruno Mulders complete row number 6, ahead of Karel Schultz from France and Nick Gerhards, also from the Netherlands. Mikkel Pedersen and Max Knappen round out row 8. Row 9 is completed by Italy's Giuseppe Forenzi in the 2:15. Alongside him will be DSM Sports' very own British hotshot Mackenzie Cresswell in the 2:16. Gilles Clouet and Germany's Austin Lee round out the top 20 positions. And rounding out the 23 strong are Germany's Kian Agasade in the 2:25, Kraft Motorsport's Janis Stiak and Nikita Genza in the 2:26. So the drivers now starting to steel themselves and getting ready for their first of 3 7-minute heats, which also have an additional lap to boot. And it will be down to both Gielert and McIntyre to control proceedings. So all drivers have had warm-up this morning, and now the race towards the finals tomorrow truly begins. They come out of turn number 11. They'll start getting into formation. So top 10, Gielert, McIntyre, Eliska Babikova, Tim Gerhards, Schoenmakers, Lutzio, Martins, Mega, Van Lammeren and Petra Babikova. Through turn 12 come the 23 strong junior Rotax contingent. They enter into the tram lines. Lights are out, we're off and heading down to turns 1 and 2, and it is 3 abreast, and little bit of a nigh on nasty moment heading into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. But the whole shot is got by Kai Gielert, who's starting to pull away from Will McIntyre as they come through into turn number 6 for the first time. So Babikova made a place up, as did Marcus Lutzio, so did Tim Gerhards. As now they head down into turn number 7 for the first time. Line astern at the moment, but it's very difficult. I've seen 3 wide nearly into turn 7 at some points when I've commentated here at the circuit, but it was nice and clean and tidy. However, they are starting to squabble. There's a 2 wide battle coming out of turn 9, and that is towards the bottom of the top 15. Gielert, in the meantime, has an advantage over Will McIntyre, and Tim Gerhards is starting to chase them down, and they are swarming all over each other. Babikova has lost an incredible amount of places, and it's 3 abreast as they're all tripping all over each other's Mojo tyres across the line to complete lap number 1, and it's a big gap for Kai Gielert by nearly 8.5 tenths of a second, as up the inside of Schoenmakers goes Marcus Lutzio. And right on the back bumper of that driver looks to be Varin Megas in the mix as well. And that is the battle for P4 to 6. And up the inside tries to retaliate Lukas Schoenmakers. But in that particular occasion, Lutzio manages to get the run coming out of the corner and gets a little bit of daylight between himself and the Dutchman. Top 3 have clearly broken away for the battle on 4th position. And then you look down towards the bottom part of the top 10. It is literally nigh on line astern between at least 6 carts. 5 minutes and 15 to go on the clock, plus an additional lap. Running order at the moment. Gielert, McIntyre, Tim Gerhards, Lukas Schoenmakers. Well, Marcus Lutzio, Lukas Schoenmakers, Varin Mega, Thomas Martins. As they come across the line, Bruno Mulders in 8th ahead of Eliska Babikova, who's ahead of Nick Gerhards, who's made up 6 places in just the first couple of laps alone. Kai Heelet still has a gap of over 8.6 tenths of a second over Will McIntyre, who is being hunted down by SP Motorsports' Tim Gerhards from the Netherlands. And there is a 5-way scrap for what is effectively 9th position, as it's nearly 2 abreast going into turn 7. Oh, there's nearly a moment there, as there are 4 literally side by side as they're swarming all over each other. That's a 6-way scrap now for the front of that train. Make that maybe even 7 cars, as there's another side-by-side moment just outside of the top 15, heading out of turn number 9. But in the meantime, Kai Heelet still commands proceedings. The youngster in the 274 from JJ Racing, leading from Will McIntyre. Tim Gerhards not that far behind. McIntyre and Gerhards have started to pick up the pace. The pair were quicker than Heelet's, but Thomas Martins has now set the fastest lap of the race of 56.805. And the back part of the field, well, actually, it's nigh on half of the field that are squabbling all over each other. There's positional changes going up through into turn number 6 as they go onto the back straightaway, as now the battle for 4th position is being led once again by Lukas Schoenmakers. Markus Luzio now in 5th place has got Farin Mega from Germany breathing all over the back bumper, but Thomas Martins trying to go towards the inside of Mega, going through turn number 9, but can't get through on the German quite yet. And Eliska Babikova rounds out the top 8, but Bruno Mulders has also dropped a couple of positions behind Nick Gerhards and Colin van Lammeren. 3 minutes and 10 to go, plus an additional lap. Heelitz has a lead of over 7.5 tenths of a second as we now go on to lap number 5. Up the inside, there's another move, and that is on Farin Mega. And that was Thomas Martins. So Thomas Martins really fancying a chance of moving forward and trying to catch up with the pair of Lukas Schoenmakers and Markus Luzio. As Heelitz gets the head down, trying to keep away from both McIntyre and Tim Gerhards, who are now pretty much interlocked in some respects. Tim Gerhards not able to close up at the minute on the Brit from Sodi Vitesse. As they come through turns 10 into 11. So Heelitz still leading. McIntyre in 2nd, Tim Gerhards in 3rd, Lukas Schoenmakers, Markus Luzio, Thomas Martins, Farin Mega. That's the top 6 as they now go on to lap number 6 of this race. And just keeping an eye on what's going on, as we've unfortunately had a retirement. That is Mackenzie Cresswell, who did not make it past lap number 2, I'm afraid. Mikkel Pedersen from Denmark now closing on Bruno Mulders for what is 11th position. Max Knappen in 14th behind Germany's Valentin Klus. Giuseppe Forenzi has dropped a bit further down the order than the Italian would like. Drops 3 places from 17th at the start. And now with a minute and 45 still on the clock, plus an additional lap remaining, he is down, Giuseppe is now down in 20th position, ahead of Karel Schultz and Gilles Clouet. So Colin van Lammeren rounds out the top 10 positions. Just under a minute and a half to go. And Kai Heelet still leading. But the fastest lap of the race has gone to the number 296 of Eliska Babikova, now up into 8th place. And has done a 56.058 on lap number 6. We go on to lap 7. Bruno Mulders now gets past Colin van Lammeren for 10th position. Other drivers making positional gains include Nikita Genza, Max Knappen, Petra Babikova, Kiana Gesade as well, and that rounds out the top 16 places. Leaders now coming through turn number 8, as Schoenmakers has been able to keep Markus Luzio from Great Britain at bay, having got past for 4th position. And Schoenmakers started in 5th, and Luzio started alongside the JJ Racing driver when we went lights out at nearly 6.5 minutes to go. And we've had a warning flag being shown in the general direction of Gilles Clouet. So that is a warning from race control. Now we go on to the penultimate lap with around 22 seconds on the clock, as Kai Heelet still has a lead of just over 7 tenths of a second. And the timer will count down. And as Heelet comes out of turn 6, before he gets to turn 7, the timer will expire. We are now on the penultimate lap of this race. Heelet still leading. Will McIntyre from Great Britain still in second position. Tim Gerhard's in third. Lukas Schoenmakers, Marcus Lutzio, Thomas Martins. And in the meantime, Farin Mega has dropped to 8th position as Teresa Babikova in the 296 from the Czech Republic has got past 4th position. Valentin Klus has got past Kian Agasade. So up into 16th as Nikita Genza takes 11th position from 12th position from Mikkel Pedersen. So last lap board, a warning flag going out this time to Bruno Malders in 10th. But this time, the gap now, 0.704 of a second between Kai Gielets from Belgium and William McIntyre from Great Britain, with Tim Gerhards from SP Motorsport rounding out the top 3. As here comes Gielets coming down the back straight away, down towards turn 7 for what will be the final time. Max Knappen gets past Nikita Genza for P12 and Valentin Klus gets past Mikkel Pedersen for P14. As now Kai Gielets comes down towards turn 10 for the final time. The young Belgian in the 274 JJ Racing entry will now very shortly catch a glimpse of the checkered flag being unfurled, being prepared, and the first win of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy for this weekend goes to Kai Gielets from Belgium in the 274. Will McIntyre brings British pride well and truly towards the front of the field in second position. Tim Gerhards from the Netherlands takes third ahead of Lukas Schoenmakers, and 2 Brits also in the top 5 along with 2 Dutch drivers thanks to Marcus Lutzio from Dan Holland Racing in the 241. Thomas Martins, Eliska Babikova, Farin Mega, Nick Gerhards and Bruno Malders round out the top 10, but by 0.707 of a second, Kai Gielets wins the first of 3 heats here at Karting Genk. The order rounded out as follows from 11th downwards. Colin van Lammeren in the 263 was 11th, ahead of Max Knappen, also from the Netherlands, in the 248. The 226 of Germany's Nikita Genza was 13th, ahead of Mikkel Pedersen from Denmark. Valentin Klus from Germany rounds out the top 15, ahead of Janis Stiak. The Czech Republic's Petra Babikova, Kian Agasade from Germany, Giuseppe Forenzi in 19th, ahead of Germany's Austin Lee, with Karl Schultz from France and Gilles Clouet from Belgium rounding out the 22 that managed to finish the race, with unfortunately Great Britain's Mackenzie Cresswell in the 216 having his race ended on lap number 2.